Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming back. We were just live yesterday with the webinar. We got another awesome one for you today about how to use machine learning. We're going to show you some really cool tips and tricks. So really appreciate you being here with us today. As always, our housekeeping items, you're in listen only mode, meaning you are going to hear us. We cannot hear you, but you can use your control panel to please ask questions, interact with us. This is going to be awesome. There's going to be a lot of questions that come in, so throw them in there. We will get to them. Anything we don't get to, we'll answer after the fact and reach out to you personally. And we are recording everything, so you'll be sure to get a copy of the recording within 24 hours. And I'd like to give you a little bit of info here on who you're going to be hearing from today. So this is Fernando. You can check out some of his information and follow him on LinkedIn. He posted this something in our secret sourcing group on Facebook the other day, and it blew up. You guys loved it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the screen and everything over to Fernando here in just a second, and we've got Ryan O'Leary in the background. They're going to show you some pretty awesome stuff. So without further ado, let me just hand it over and make Fernando the presenter. He's going to share his screen, and we're going to jump right in. So you guys start with your questions. I'll be taking a look at photos, and we're just going to have some fun. So Fernando, you can take it from here. Ryan, you too.
Nice, thanks, Lex. Hi, everyone. I hope everybody is well and fine. I'm Fernando Guerra, like said. It's my first webinar ever, so I hope that everything goes well. So, like Lex said, I made a post on the Facebook group about Boolean search from Pierre, which was very good, by the way. I use it on my Excel that I'm going to show you guys. So to start, I'm gonna teach you guys the basic. I don't expect. I'm not a recruiter myself. I don't expect that you guys know everything or know everything that that technology works and do. So I will be the most didactic possible. So if you guys have any questions, just shout and I will respond you guys. So let's start. I was searching for basically a role that I can use with an example for you guys. So I basically 30 minutes ago, I went to the Michael page search. I searched for a CTO. It's just an example. You can use basically any role possible. So at the CTO, use this iOS developer role to do this example. You can see that there's a company looking for an iOS developer. They want him to know Swift with a strong background to understand how to find bugs and to understand mobile iOS at a deep level. This is very nice. They have a good offer. So I made a search based on it. I will share this Excel after this webinar for you guys to take a look. Basically, what you guys just need to do, but I will explain everything for you guys. You just need to input everything. For example, here I input the title of the vaga, iOS developer, and another one that I'm thinking about, iOS engineer. The first skills that they need for this job, is that the guy needs to know Swift, mobile, and iOS. The location, basically the city. I put Los Angeles. They want to Los Angeles. I don't know where I see it, but it's in Los Angeles. And the country, of course, USA. So you can input anything here, really. For example, if I want to search for, I don't know, I want an engineer, and I want him to know JavaScript, for example. Everything in the other columns are going to adapt it. It's basically an automation. It's pretty simple. Basically, here You don't need to input anything at all. He just pushes the data that you input in the other strings, and he brings for you a lot of information and the Boolean search. Basically here, I just picked the Pierre Boolean search Excel, and I did some improvements for it. Basically, for example, let me return to the base iOS developer, and here is Swift. Basically, you automate everything, but now it gets a little complicated. There's something in the internet, it's called crawler or parser. Basically, what this word means is to extract data from any website as possible. Basically, if I want to extract, for example, some things on the LinkedIn, there's some way to do that. I just don't know how. Here is the basicest, is the most entry level of this example of a crawler. It's basically one function called import HTML or import XML. I will show you guys. So here I want to use some search factor and website factor. Basically, I want to pick everything that I have here and search on Bing. But I want to search everyone who are on LinkedIn, or I don't know, or an angel list, or I want to use Google. I like to use Bing because they don't have a lot of restrictions, like for example, Bing have. Bing don't have the restrictions. Today I will be using Bing and LinkedIn. Basically here he completes with a little search on the Bing and LinkedIn. And here he completes with search basically this with everything here. Now we have 9 searches with, for example, if you guys know a little about Boolean, you can see that we are searching on the side of LinkedIn in to just search people, and I'm searching for people who have Swift and mobile and iOS and are located in Los Angeles and are a iOS developer. In the second search, more random things, and here search on every location as possible in the USA. So okay, now we have a lot of searches here. If I Control C it and for example put it here, you return for me. For example, everybody here looks good. iOS developer is located in California, a little close. Here Los Angeles is better. Nice. Swift, Objective-C, good. But kind of boring if you go this way. Control C here and Excel, Control C here and Excel. So I made this little search here for you guys. Basically, what is gonna do? Basically, this is gonna pick the search engine that you want to use. In my case, Bing. I'm gonna search here. I want to use the search number 2. Basically, what's gonna do is to pick everybody who is on the search. It's gonna take a little while. Sometimes it gives some problems, just a little bit. I'm gonna return here for the search number 1.
Hey Fernando, as that's coming through, we do have a question that came in. Susan wants to know: Are the search factors a website? I'm sorry, are the search factors and website factors something that we need to type in, or are they automated?
No, it's automated. For example, everything that you need to do is to select something here. If you select, for example, now Google and Angel, everything is changed to Google and Angel. Right now we just have these two, but you just need to complete it. It's just it. Why you need to put another thing? Why you need to put it here, LinkedIn? For example, if I search just it here without the LinkedIn, for example, he's gonna bring a lot of things that I don't want to know. I don't want iPhone training. I don't want development basics. I don't want a developer job. I want just people. And to find it, for example, right now I'm looking on LinkedIn. But if you want to look on other websites, I don't know. Let me think. Mm, can you guys have any suggestions? I can't say anything. Let's continue. So in this search on Bing and on LinkedIn, he's going to bring my people here. It's going to take a while. It's just what I know. It's just what I say to you guys. Basically, what I have here is a function called import XML. What he's doing, basically, he's picking A3 is my search. Oh, it's completing. Basically, he's picking A3, the search, and he's putting this one here. This is a little complicated if you don't know HTML, but there's no worry. For example, I like to use a tool called Expat Helper. So basically, for example, if I want to search on Google site, linkedin.com.
Fernando, as you're doing, I want to toss a couple of questions out for you that we're getting. So some of the questions are around the sites that you're selecting the factors. Can you show people how they can change the site itself from Bing and LinkedIn to say Indeed? For example, was one of the questions. Are they able to change that in the sheet itself, or can they add more? Another question was, can they add more lines for skill sets?
Of course, of course. Let me go back a little. For example, for more skill set, you just need to branch. For example, here I want him to know JavaScript. I want him to know Java, HTML. Everything that I need to do is to change the concatenate formula. So here, I need to first branch here. For example, skill what? For. So I just equal to JavaScript. So here I can concatenate this formula on my search, and basically now we have JavaScript here. So it's gonna be all right. Another question is about the search factors. Basically, you can extract information for every place possible in the internet. For example, let me come here. Let me go to, I don't know, New York Times.
For everybody on the call, as Fernando is setting this up, we are recording this. We're getting a lot of questions around, is this being recorded? It is being recorded. We will share this with everybody, and we'll have some tutorials on how you can add in any customizations that you want as well. It's actually pretty simple. It's just a couple of clicks. So if this is your first time seeing this in action, we will help you with that. and get you out a short tutorial that will help navigate all that for you pretty simply.
So back, I can basically extract information with that code from everywhere. For example, if I want to extract some information from the New York Times, I just need to download this extension, expect helper. You can find in the extensions Chrome. It's free. You can just install it on your Chrome, and you can pick the expat from any place possible. For example, I click here, holding the shift button on my keyboard. I have some code here. You can basically search for anything, and this is the code that I'm gonna use to extract exactly this information. For example, here I was searching on the Google, LinkedIn Swift in Los Angeles. So I want, opa, just a second. So I want just the titles of everyone. I go here, put my mouse here. Okay. Oh, now I am picking the title of the first item. So I can get back here to my model. Let me open another column here. So I want to import something. For example, export XML, and I want to search on this URL. I want to search my code. You need to put some aspas here for it to work. Basically, he's gonna bring me this title, exactly it. Sometimes Google gives a little trouble. It's gonna take a while. So with this, you can extract information basically everywhere. Right now, I have read for you guys the Bing search with the LinkedIn and the Google search with the LinkedIn or Angel. So, okay, now we have every search here. We can go back here. It's gonna take a while. Like I said, this is the most entry-level crawler possible because generally this takes a little while for it to complete, which is not very good. You can use another tools that I will show you guys after I finish it, that you can improve your work. Basically, this is a base that you can improve your daily work. So if you guys want to, for example, input just the Boolean search on your work or just the import XML on your work, you can do that easily. So, we are taking a while to loading.
Hey Fernando, on the it looks like Enrico is dropping in a comment here. He noticed that in the first search there was no space between the end and the last skill that was added.
Mhm.
And
Here, for example,
he said in the first search at the end there, developer and JavaScript. Is that
the
causing?
problem, the problem, you just need to, for example, here, he's gonna show you what is between the aspas. I don't know how they call it in English. So you just put a space here and here, and we have the space here, and everything is fine. So let's go back. It's loading yet. I don't know if you guys have seen before. What basically he's gonna bring to me is everyone here. Let me search again. He's gonna bring to me all these people. Will Landy, Joaquim Pereira, Chandler De Angelis, Christopher River on here with every information that we have here. For example, the title is gonna be there, the local is gonna be there, the sector is gonna be there, the company that he works for is gonna be there. Basically, we have here uh, here. He's gonna bring with just this code everything that is right here. He's gonna bring for me every information that is in this square. So, okay, we have a lot of information that is not showing right now. I don't know why. Sometimes the import XML is kind of catchy. For example, I did a lot of tests before the webinar. So probably the Bing and the Google are blocking me a little for 10, 20 minutes. So I recommend that you don't guys do a lot of searches. Just for example, right now I input just 10 here. So if you do it 10 and 10, you can get a lot of information of everybody. So let me proceed. Let me exclude this, this. So you guys have every information about these people, but we need to know more about it. Just know the fit that this candidate has with their role from Michael Page. So what you're gonna need to do is a little bit of a machine learning process. I don't know if you guys know a lot or even a little about machine learning. We can do it in many ways possible. Basically, we can do it on, for example, on AWS that I'm going to show you guys. We can do it on IBM Watson. It's very good as well. We can do it on Alexa. It's very little different between these companies and the machine learning that you guys gonna use, but the process is not so complicated. For example, uh, shit. Now we have the information, the location, some of skills that he has. I need to pick it and calculate the probability of match between this candidate and my role. So I made an example for you guys. It's based just on on location. It's waiting. It's just based on location. What do you need to understand about machine learning to begin it? You need to understand a little, just four concepts. which is data sources, models, evaluations, and batch predictions. Basically, if you guys don't have, you can make an account on AWS. It's free. You basically can do, I think that 1,000 matches without pay anything. And after it, every match is just, I don't know, 1 cent. It's there's a very little price. Basically, if you guys create an account here, you can come here. You need to go to 2 places. The first one is machine learning. The second one is you're gonna need a storage. Basically, we're gonna put all our data there. So let me open here. I already create and paste a folder for it. So I'm gonna enter here. Basically, this is like the Windows search. You can enter on one folder, enter on another, and you have data. It's the same thing, basically. It's just in the cloud. So here I put some fit location. Let me show you guys. Let me see where I put my fit locations. Let me open here. So what I have created for this example is something called a fit of things. What the machine learning is gonna do is gonna read, for example, that in San Bernardino, he has a 50% match with my role. There's a little catch on it because to train a machine learning, you need to input some, basically input some human data. For example, here I have created everything in my hands, basically. So if you guys are close to Los Angeles, he has a 100% match. If they don't are closer to Los Angeles, for example, here in Merced, just a 50. And if they don't are in Los Angeles or California at all, for example, the candidate are in New York, he's gonna bring me 0 compatibility. So I made this column here for region. Basically, to do that, I was on Wikipedia, California cities, list of cities. I copy everything here and I input the data with my row. So in the end, I have this information. But what I do with it, basically, I input this data here. I can show you guys. I just made an upload, fit location, bring it here. Okay. Let me next upload. It's pretty simple. It's not so difficult. So right now we have fit location here, and we need to create here in machine learning a data source and a ML model. Basically, the computer, the machine learning, is gonna use this data source and this ML model to verify our base, to verify this here that we created, and he's gonna bring us the data that we need to know the fit of this person with the role. So here on machine learning, to create the data source and a model, I click on it. My data is on S3 here. Nice. I will put the path for this place. If you guys have doubts about it, I'm gonna share with you guys some documentation about, so you guys don't need to worry too much about this. So I need to copy the paths. Basically, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna bring me the fit location that I want. Nice. I'm gonna name it fit location 2 because I already have one. I'm gonna verify this file. Right now, what he did, he basically determined the validation of the file. If everything is okay, if the machine learning can read it, if he can understand it. Basically, the computer is understand my file. So I press continue here. Right now is a little bit of configuration. Basically, I have some of the name, the type, basically what I had on my Excel before, the count, and the fit. Right now, it is a text, it's a categorical count. I will input it as a text, and I will press continue. Opa. Let me go previous here. I forget to mention it. For example, my columns have columns name. For example, this is not a value, this is a name. So I put it here. Now we are good to go. So I picked to create an ML model and a data source. So I need to pick a target, what the computer is gonna read, what the computer is gonna predict for me. Basically, everything that we have done right now is to the computer predict other things. So I want him to predict the fit. So continue, contain identifier, no. So I review it. Everything looks good. We just press continue. Right now, I created my data source. Every configuration that I did right until now is to create a data source. And right now, I'm creating the ML model. It's the model of prediction. The data source is the base. The model of prediction is what the computer is going to use to predict some of my batch predictions and my evaluations that I'm going to show you guys after it. Here, everything looks good. We just set default for everything. Okay, great. Right now, it's pending. It's gonna take a little while. It's gonna be pending some time. Two, what he's doing is basically he's performing an evaluation of my ML model and my data source to make okay. For example, let me show you guys what's already done. I have made one before. It's like anything that I did, completed, and my result is basically perfect. This is basically why, because on my Excel from before, everything that I did here was input two ways of data, 10 and 50. For example, if I input some here 75 or 30%, I don't want the people who lives on Albany so much. So let's 30%. The score that the evaluation uh, was bring to me will bring to me with that case, it's a little less than it because the computer don't have a lot of data to perform a correct evaluation. So if I live on Albany, or if I live on a city close to Albany, or if I live on a city called Albania, maybe he's identified as Albany and he is not give me a perfect evaluation. You don't need the perfect evaluation, of course. I just need it for the purpose of results. Basically, the evaluation is 100%. This evaluation is not that you guys can can think so much about it. It's just the computer way of saying that everything is good for me. So okay, now I have my model here. Everything is fine. So how can I search with, how can I make a prediction about something? How can I make a prediction with it? We have two ways of do that. We have the batch predictions here, where I can put, for example, I have a list of a lot of people, 100,000 people, and I want to see if these people are comfortable with the region where where is my job. I can put it here on batch predictions. He's gonna is another things. He's gonna make for me a batch prediction from everything. If I want to do just one or two, I can use. Oh, so let me use the complete one. I can use real-time predictions. Basically, I'm gonna click here. So I want to know if the name of the city of the candidate is, for example, Albany, what he's gonna input me for fit. Let me put here county, oh, and here I don't know, Los Angeles. I know that is not there, but I want to know what he's gonna return for me. So basically, what he's gonna deliver me is it here. He returns for me 100% because he identifies that Los Angeles is the most predominant one on my machine learning, on my tests. So he's gonna give me 100%. So one people who lives on Los Angeles is good to go. And he has a little score 250 because Albany, Albany is not on Los Angeles. So, okay, now we have everything here. Looks good, works. I will send you guys every information about it after. To put it on the Excel, I will need to create an endpoint. I don't know if it's hard for you guys to understand. If there's any questions, just shout me and I will try to give you an answer. Basically, I will create an endpoint. What is an endpoint? Basically, I will make an import JSON on my, now it shows the guys here. I will make an import JSON here, which will bring me the exactly confirmation of here of this evaluation. I'll create here. It's updating. It's gonna take some time as well. But basically, with this function, import JSON,
Now,
You
Fernando,
bring me.
Fernando, I'm going to jump in real quick. As you're doing this, we're getting some questions. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff.
I imagine
Yeah,
I'm
so
talking
people are,
a lot, and I'm putting a lot of things on just
yeah.
one web. But let's go.
Yeah, so a lot of things are going on. People are getting confused, which is good. This is fine. This is new for everybody.
Mhm.
Once they set this up, I think the big question is once this gets set up, they follow through the instructions and they set this up and they play with it a bit. They're not going to have to do this every time.
No, no, just this is just the first time. After it, you are gonna have no problem at all. Everything that we done since the beginning of this is just for one thing and one thing only. Is for us to preempt it here and for us to have our candidates perfect and the percentage of the fit of this candidate with the role.
Right.
But basically, we are going to just input it here. Everything that I did until now to teach you guys a little about machine learning is just for the first configuration. After it is set up, everything is good to go. Everything is good to go.
Great. Now,
Nice.
the other question we had coming in from inside the group was, can we do a fit not based on location, but a fit also based on skill set?
Yes, of course. This way that I teach you guys how to do with fit location, you can do it for anything basically. But you need to teach a little of handmade. For example, for this role, let me pick it here. I will need to create a base. For example, let me put it here. Skills. So mobile, iOS, JavaScript, Java, opa, and HTML. I want the person 100% that everyone needs to have Swift. 100% everybody needs to have mobile. 100% your iOS. JavaScript is not so needed. So I will put it, I don't know, 70% as 70%. Java is just a little bit, 20. HTML, I need it, but not a lot, 8. I can complete it with everything that I want. So I will define it by hand. Every skills that I have for a role, I will define the location that I have for a role, and basically I will save it, download it as CSV, call it fit skills, okay, save, and I will go do the process again. I will upload here the fit skills. Nice, is here. I will create a data source about it on my machine learning. Let me copy path. Data source, open. Fit skills, data source fit skills. I will verify the file. Everything is good. Continue. Text, numeric, yes. Yes. I want to verify this here. here's not, because I need to input something here. Dates. Basically, he's going to give me a model exactly like that. So if one candidate has, for example, JavaScript, he has 75% of match with my role, but he has as well, for example, Swift, which has 100%. I will need to do a quick match with it. For example, if the candidate has everything here, you basically are going to need to do a little count. I will do it more, it more, it divided for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Divided for 6. First, 6. No. This is the right way. So a candidate who has all these fit, all these skills, have this fit with my role. Basically, you just need to input it on the machine learning. It's gonna bring it to you. But this count here is gonna bring the percentage of the skills that is good your job. This here you're gonna need to do on hand basically. I have said a lot. I know there's must be a lot of questions from you guys. I just made a quick introduction for you on machine learning. This is kind of hard. I think that I will make another webinar just to explain anything that you can do with machine learning, because the probabilistic thing of a fit is just one thing that you can do. For example, you can think bigger on it. You can think, for example, I want to see if the picture that he has on LinkedIn is good or not for a C-level role, for example. I want to know if the description on LinkedIn, for example, let me enter here on my LinkedIn. If the description that he puts here, or here, let me find somebody who has a description, because I don't. Or if this description has, I don't know, a good sentiment, he put some things with rage, with sadness, with, I don't know, joy. For example, you can do a lot with machine learning. I was just doing it today. I picked every comment of some guys who use a product, and I basically wanted to know what's the sentiment about these comments, because there's a lot of comments. I can do it by hand. I'm gonna take a lot of time. So I need to understand, for example, the comment is negative, is neutral, is positive. How is the feeling about it? For example, the sadness percent of that comment is 12%. You can do the same thing for the candidates. You can do a lot of things with machine learning. I will teach you guys next time. It's too much information, I know. I hope that you guys understand a little. Ryan, there's more questions for me?
Yeah, so a lot of the questions are similar. I think people's minds are blown, which is good. This is all new. Is there So I guess a lot of the questions are asking, is there a completed model that they can use without having to set up all of the AWS models and things like that? Or do they have to do it individually, for example, for each job that they're recruiting?
The Excel version of it, I will pass to you guys. This here, you can have it. But the AWS thing, you need to do it by hand. And you need to do it for basically every role. So it's kind of, you need to see, you need to understand how much this is good or not for you for this role that you are searching. For example, if you are searching for a fit, you need to find 100 employees. This is very good, but you just need to find one. The Excel version without the AWS is already good. You have the candidates here. You can look yourself because there's not so much work. So you guys need to understand the positions that you have on hand and how you can use this knowledge that I share with you guys to do. If you
Okay, so another question we have is, so following the question that was just asked, how did you import the location data from Wikipedia? Was that just a copy and paste, or was there another way that you did that?
No, it's just a copy and paste. I just Control C, Control V. For example, if you want to automate the feeds for all the towns on country, you can do it. For example, you can cities on USA. What I did here on the feed of location, I basically input some data. If the county is Los Angeles, I want 100%. If not, I want 50. You can do a lot of ifs, so this can improve your handmade work. So you can create a lot of city. If you put it on AWS, you can have a batch model, a model prediction for anything that I want, basically on your hands, just easy as an Excel.
Great. So I think for everyone on the call, again, this was recorded. We do have some guides and stuff like that we can help you with. I think maybe Fernando, what would be good, and guys, for everyone on the call, we'll do a follow-up, either in the form of a webinar or maybe a step-by-step guide as an article posting that we can hand out to everybody. So I'll get Fernando. We'll get that together so that it makes sense, screenshots, things like that. It's actually a fairly easy process.
Yes.
Once you get going and do the first one, it's really only a couple of clicks. It just looks like a lot when you start. Lauren, yeah, that's what we're talking about now. We will do an FAQ sheet, all the questions, and we'll get a guide going for everybody. Fernando, we're getting a lot of messages asking if they could reach out to you directly.
Of course.
Yeah.
You guys have my LinkedIn. Just send me a message. If I have the time, I will respond every one of you guys. I know that we guys have a lot of questions, but like Ryan said, we're gonna do a follow-up. We're gonna do a step-by-step. Looks like a lot, but it's very simple. Really, it's very simple. You just need to do it one time, and you'll be good.
Good. So for everyone on the call, when we send the follow-up, check your inbox in the next couple of hours or so. In that email, there'll be a couple of things. Number one, we have a 4-part video course that we're sharing. We partner with the team over at Smart Recruiters. They're not sponsoring this particular webinar, but it's a great video series on hiring fundamentals, So make sure you check that out. We're going to pass that out. In addition, we will make sure that Fernando's LinkedIn information is in there. So click through, connect with him, and he'll help you. And then we will get, in an additional reach out, we'll get some times together and some sheets together to make sure you all can get the step-by-step on this as well. So Fernando, thank you so much for jumping on. It's been super helpful. Thank you everybody for joining in, and we'll see everybody next time.